All right, y'all, this is Maria with Teddy's Spiritual World. Hello, and I just wanted to talk to everyone today about the law of attraction. How did I learn to believe in my mind and my power of intention came from little small exercises that I would do on a day-to-day. For instance, right before I was about to go to sleep one day, I decided that I would test what other people were saying as far as my own research about believing in your intention so much that it comes into existence, believing your intention so much that it comes into existence, and believing in that intention so much till where nothing can alter that reality. Pretty much is how I ended up believing in the law of attraction and believing in that our mind literally can create a positive and a negative for ourselves, which for me, for instance, one of the cool things that I learned how to do with my manifestation was I learned how to, right before I went to sleep, I decided that I would ask myself, well, what would be a cool thing to receive from the universe for free? And I was like, well, I'm always paying for crystals. I think it would be cool to receive a crystal for free. So needless to say, I put the intention out there and I decided that I would, proceed to go to bed. And the next day I had to go wash my car. So the next day I have to go wash my car and I'm pulling into the car wash, and I come out of the car wash, I park my car, I come out the car, I start, vacuuming, and I decided to take a break. So I take a break, I walk around the car, and this tree catches my attention. So I was like, okay. So I go to, stand at the tree, and I see like this dried up tomato on the ground, or at least I thought it was a dried up tomato. So I'm looking at it, and I'm like, is that a dried up tomato? Ew. So then I call my son, and I tell my son, can you come here for a second? And he looks at me kind of like weird. He's like, what, Mom? And I'm like, is that a dried up tomato? And he was like, what? I was like, look, that orange thing right there on the floor, is that a dried up tomato? And he looks at it and he puts his foot over it. He was like, no, I think it's too hard to be a tomato. So like he kicks it. So then he just goes in ahead to pick it up. I was like, ew. He was like, Mom, it's not even a tomato. I was like, is that a crystal? And he's like, I believe it is. And then I go to look at it some more and I was like, I'll be damned. It's a crystal. And I would have chummed it up as a coincidence or whatever, but then it took like 20 seconds before I realized the night before that I had just set the intention on receiving a crystal. Needless to say, later on that day, the other part of the intention that I had set before I had went to sleep was I also had told the universe, I didn't ask for it, but I did tell the universe that it would be cool to just find free money. So I guess the universe decided that they were going to have some humor to play back with me, because when I'm walking through my apartment complex to take the dog out for a walk that day, I'm walking and I'm proceeding to go down the street, and all of a sudden I see like all of these $20 bills on the floor. So I see one $20 bill, a second $20 bill, a third $20 bill, and a fourth $20 bill. So I go walk up to these, to the papers that's on the floor, because, it looks like money. And I go to pick it up and it says that this is a copy. And I start laughing because I'm like, so I guess wasn't more specific. I need to be more specific enough. So I took it as a joke from the universe to me, because I did ask for free money, but it gave me fake $20 bills, meaning I wasn't specific with it being real money. So then I was like, okay, well, this is kind of humoring, so I'm going to try this again. So I decided that I was going to go back and kind of redo the intention that I had did the night before. So the next time around that night, I asked this time for another crystal, except this time I was a little bit more specific. I was specific with the color, and I was specific with the intention. Needless to say, I decided the next day that I needed to go get some gas at the gas station. So I get to the gas station at Quick Trip, and when I pull up, I get out the car, and I'm going to go, walk around the car. And I was like, because is that a crystal? And then I look down and it's like, I cannot with the universe today. That was literally my response, because I had to say thank you, because I literally had just set my intention on it again and received another day, the next day, the crystal. So now I'm really paying attention to those intentions. So then I decided that I would take the same steps with applying for a job. So I apply for a job, I land the job, I set the intention on getting a job, and I tell myself that I want to have the job. Let's say I want to have it by Tuesday, or I want to get a call back by Thursday. I set the intention for it to happen, and I set the intention to lock in that job. So I've locked in 2 or 3 different jobs. However, I'm learning that I need to be more specific with certain things that I'm asking. So like, for instance, the last job that I was at, I prayed for a window. I prayed for $26 an hour, which for me, $26 an hour is like, woohoo. So I took it upon myself to ask for, which at the time I didn't even ask for 26. I asked for 25, but it would be nice if I got 26. I asked for a window. I asked for, the window seat. And when I got to this job, needless to say, I ended up with the window seat. I ended up thinking that I had the dream job, but I wasn't specific enough when it came to the environment that I'm going to be in. So I just wanted to take the time to let people know that you can have a double-edged sword when it comes to manifestation. If you're thinking something negative, be careful when you see something negative, and be thankful when you receive something positive. But either way, still be grateful for that intention, because now you're starting to realize that you did create that thought. Negative or positive is still a part of the universe, which is why we have the yin and the yang, and why we have darkness and light. So we can co-create our realities, and we can create those realities, but we have to be careful with the intention that we're putting out there. So I just wanted to let people know today that in the event that you're trying to do or find out more about spirituality, or find out more about law of attraction or manifestation, it all starts with going within. Yes, it's good to look up information and find out what's out there in regards to manifesting, and doing your own research and learning about Reiki, learning about your chakras, learning about how certain blockages can actually, it doesn't take away your manifestation, it just slows it down accordingly. So like, if you're really wanting that job, or you're really wanting that spouse, or you're really wanting that promotion, or you're really wanting to obtain that new business, or you're trying to obtain like these new resources, you have to make sure that you believe in that intention so much that it's gonna come back to you. And again, make sure that what you're setting your attention for, you're filling your battery up with positive energy. Because when you're filling up your cup with positive energy, you're actually ready to create this attraction. You're ready to set that intention. You're ready to use your mind to create what you want. So just make sure, again, that you're setting those intentions, and that they're high, that you're understanding what it is that you're doing, and also making sure that you're being humbled with yourself. Because at the time, in the event that you're trying to choose to do manifestation to be greedy, or you're trying to do manifestation for your own gain, and it can sacrifice other people in return, karma's going to always come back to balance. Karma's going to come back to balance for positive. Karma's going to come back to balance for negative. I don't see karma as a bad thing. I see karma as just a way of the universe balancing back out its energy. But we have to decide if whether or not we're going to send that energy to be positive, or whether or not we're going to send that intention to be negative. So just be careful with your thoughts. If you're wanting any intuitive readings, if you're looking for any healing, if you're looking for any insight, you're welcome to look at teddyspiritualworld.org. You can book an appointment there with me. We can go over and tell numerology or anything within that nature. Anyway, stay blessed, be great, take care, bye-bye.